Now let's go for formats of Navisworks. This is really important that we get familiar with the formats of Navisworks carefully and completely. The first format is called NWC. Let me just maximize it a little. And zoom it just, the name of NWC is Navisworks Cache. And actually by this ability, you are able to open your file very fast and without any changes. Whenever you want to enter every format from Revit, AutoCAD, every software that you can choose from here, for example, append or import, let me activate them. A lot of formats are supported here. You might want to bring IFC, or you want to directly enter Revit, or maybe you want to enter AutoCAD. It's not different, just whatever you want to do. So just let me reset it and just let me click on no, and let me open the file of Revit here. And I will come here, let me draw 4 walls here. For example, this one. And then I will save this file of Revit in just every address that I like. And then, for example, I can call it Navisworks, file formats. And then just let me enter it, test format. Okay, and then I will save it. Please pay attention here. Here we have a file which is Revit. And actually I didn't use the icon of export, yes? For example, we are not the users of Revit, or imagine that we've got a file, we just have to work with Navisworks. So now if I come here and I click on open, and then I will find the file of Revit here, because it can support Revit directly from here. And after that, automatically I'll choose it. The processing of that will take a little time. It'll automatically make a file here next to that file that you had before. We have to wait until the processing is done. Yes, like this, that you can see here. Next to that file, again, this file is created, and you can see that here. So what is the usage of that is, for example, the next time if you want to open it directly, you can just choose NWC very easily, and you have access very comfortable to that. And also the speed of opening will be higher too. So every time that I want to change the main file again, for example here and here, just let me have a floor here like this, and then I save it. If again I want to just export NWC here, so Navisworks can know it automatically like this. And what I need is just to press F5 or just have refresh here. So this is called the format of NWC. So if I'm going to talk about the next format, I just let me write it here. It's NWF actually, yes. This is a kind of particular format in Navisworks. Let me just bring it in the corner and let me open it because I want to see both. So as you can remember, I told you some seconds ago that NWF is a kind of special format, and and this is because this format is between MWC with the dependent information to this model. As an example, if I go again to Revit and our model, for example, at the same level that we are now in this channel, I will just choose this one, and then in this height, let me draw a channel here, and then I will just draw a channel here too, like this, and let me just save it. And once again, I have an export for NWC, like this, and here just okay, let me refresh it. Here you can see it here. Please pay attention that if I come here, so if I want to just have something between among interference, for example, the ducts of this project and the ducts of that project, I want to just identify the projects differently from each other, as you can see in the picture here. As an example, for example, let me draw a cloud here. For example, here we have an interference. And just let me, for example, choose a kind of explanation for it in the name of, for example, let's remove the interference between two channels. Like this, and then let me draw an arrow here, and then let me join them together. So let's go here again, and let me save it, that we can see that in that window. Or let me just exit this mode, I mean in Clash. And then after that, let me go on select, for example, if I want to tell you, let me find a proper place. For example, here, just as a kind of an instance, let me have a kind of measurement here. For example, just I want to measure, and I want to have a dimension from here to here, and then I'll turn it and convert it to markup, and it will be our Clash. For example, as you can see here, V1 V1, and then I will save it. Of course, our Clash should be shown here. Just let me go here, and as you saw before, it's here. So let's go here, and let me just save it again. If you want to just save it, you can have different formats like timeline, saving point, and others. You know, the time that you click on save in Navisworks, by default it wants to save the project in NWF here, as you can just see that. Let me explain it to you that if you just save it with under NWF, it will just save the file, the information of file. It won't save any geometry from the file, any shapes.